Welcome to the Film Brothers Podcast. This is where we have conversations about how we work together in film and how our brothership has evolved from working on our projects and films. So this is the first episode. Sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
Heyo. This is the Film Brothers Podcast. This is Carlos Lemos, and who do we got here?
This is Sammy.
Yes, and here we are with our first episode, the much anticipated episode of our beloved podcast. And what are we here to talk about, Sammy?
We're going to talk about us.
What about us?
Who are we? The two film brothers.
Yes. We are going to talk about the origins of our relationship as not only collaborators and filmmakers and just content creators, all the good jazz, right?
Yes.
But also just as friends and actual brothers.
Yes.
So, Sammy, do you want to start us off on that? What that journey was?
Once a while ago, it started at FDU in Film 2 class, actually. We'd be filming.
Was it film 2 or was it?
Oh, film 1.
Yeah,
film 1. Oh man,
it's
man.
fine. Oh man, this would be one heck of a day. Okay.
Film 1 class, and we were like seeing the projects. Did you comment on my work? I think you commented on my work, and then I commented.
Yeah. Because so the way it went was there was a lot of students, right?
Yeah.
But you came up first in the line of projects, and then I came up like last.
And yours was
like
20 minutes long.
Was it? It was 12.
No, it was long. You did or was that another project?
That was another project. We don't. That's more like a preview of something that I'm still working on. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, man. We'll bring that up. We're gonna continue this podcast for a long while.
Yeah, until we're old and gray.
Yep. So I had this project. Shout out to Professor Frost. She's great. Where the project was, technically it was a 5-shot or 10-shot thing.
Yeah.
Oh, show who you are. Now, I'm like, at first, people were asking, oh yeah, like, does it have to be in like 5 or 10 shots?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's all good. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go crazy. So
I went crazy too.
And you went like, you were doing the Godfather stuff, man. That was crazy. Did you have that? Do you have that uploaded on YouTube?
No.
You have something very similar uploaded to your YouTube channel about filmmaking.
Yes.
And it's like really like, you're like talking like Vito Corleone. It's funny.
Yes.
So we had this project. Oh, tell me about who you are. Well, show me about who you are, right? And Sammy, like, he did like, it was like a character piece. Where with mine, it was also that, but I called mine The College Year. And it was
that film that everyone loves.
Yes.
Such a cult classic.
Yeah, man. And me and Sammy would go on to create a documentary based on it called The College Day. It was released months later. So what was cool was that, I wanted to show the whole class and just like the whole film program what I could offer.
Yeah. In
terms of not only my talent, but like in terms of like my sensibilities, right? Every filmmaker has their sensibilities, right? So, every artist has their sensibilities and their style, right? So I wanted to show that. And so with The College Year, I actually kind of wanted to show where I was in terms of college and in terms of like
that moment in time.
That moment in time of like that transition, right? Which was, I gotta say, it was kind of tough on me because, with Sammy, it's different. I know it's different with you.
Yeah.
But with me, it's like the college experience is a very, very new thing for me. As much as my mother went to college in like the old country, my mom's from Honduras or whatever, right? That's a very different thing. She wasn't able to finish it for many reasons. The opportunities that you're afforded here in America, you're not afforded anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right? And so when I came around here, it was just a very nerve-wracking thing. Like, oh, is this college thing going to work out for me, right? And by the grace of God, it did. And I think that film towards the end, when you watch it, it actually kind of shows like that sign of hope. Like, oh yeah, if you don't change your essence and you work hard, like it'll be good. It'll turn out good in your favor. So yeah, I mean that's basically the story. And then Sammy loved it so much.
Oh, I loved it.
And he loved so many other projects that I was doing because I felt like my parents say this all the time, right? when me and Sammy found each other, it was like that first time that there was like two peers who had the same passion and the same want to do things.
Yeah.
You know, I never saw that in anybody else. Even, and you know, no, not dissing anyone in the program, but it's not very obvious.
Yeah.
Right. But when I met Sammy, it was like, oh wow, this is special here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you don't see that like passion and motivation particularly a lot in our generation. But yeah, that's how we kind of met.
And then we did some other projects. Remember, we had to do a documentary, and I filmed it, and you were like, oh my God, you were just so impressed.
Yeah, man. It was, man, you were so inspired by, like, the college year, man. You was like, man, we got to, and I remember...
I wanted to do college moments.
You were doing college moment. Yeah. So
I was going to film, so I was going to plan, like, oh, we should do that, and then never happened.
We'll definitely do it, but you know what the problem
is? 20 years.
Well, we come to this campus or whatever, so other campuses or whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully FDU is not buried, but you know, with the college day.
Yeah.
Actually, Sammy, I'm gonna let you have this. What was that like for you when you started working on that?
The college.
Like you remember the documentary that we worked on, College Day, that was inspired by. Yeah. How was that like?
It was just a interesting opportunity because I was just randomly filming shit and I was like, this can be a movie. And then I showed it to you and like, brother, you have something. And then so we shot. I actually shot first with Alex. Just random. I was testing out this new cine lens. I love my lenses. But I was testing out this new cine lens, and I was like, it was a 12 millimeter. So it had that wide look, but not too wide. And it just created like you were there. And then how I did it was like, the colors looked amazing, but you were saying that it kind of looked like it was on film, right?
Very much so. When I saw it, I'm like, yo, like, I gotta tell you, man, I haven't seen that be accomplished by anyone here, right? You still have that Cine lens, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's just, there, you know, because I know it's also what the environment was too, right? But also, what were you thinking of in terms of like the color grading? Because I gotta tell you, like it looked very like it had like a documentary feel, like old 16 millimeter, but it had this like the crisp edge of a modern film.
I think I was just messing around with the LUTs. I was getting into LUTs.
Yeah.
Now I'm more into actually fully color grading. But I bought. I think I got. The Phantom LUTs that you can great LUTs that enhance your footage, and I shot. It was either in camera. I might have been shooting in camera still with no LUTs, so it could have been just in camera footage, or I forget.
I mean, however it was, man, it was just the color science, and I think just like the palette was like beautiful.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, like even when I remember it was just, I think what it originally was when we did it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you did it with Alex at first, and I'm like, oh wow, this is like amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and I decided, okay, well, why not expand on this? It was originally like, you know, it's like a cinematography piece.
Yeah.
Of what it was, and then also it was like,
it was just people going through college and just showing it more. Maybe it was more of a maybe I was going at it more of a cinematography piece first, and then I turned it into more of a film.
Yeah, definitely, because I think, and also what it was too, I think in a lot of ways to me it was also parody. Because it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, you remember when in my film it's like, oh, it's me walking around the campus and whatnot. And you just see Alex just like walking around the campus, you know, the way he does, right? Oh yeah, shout out to Alex Kane, man, with what is it called? What, Chronos and Coffee or something like that?
Yeah, Chronos and Coffee.
Yeah, man, shout out to that brother. But you know, it was just it arrived at the essence of what the college year was. Yeah. But it had a different approach. I felt like it was more, what I liked about it was a highlighting, and you know, this could be an obvious thing, right? but it was highlighting at other people's experience.
Yes.
That differed from mine.
We showed your experience, Alex, and then some random other people that we don't know.
And so I was like, you know what? Like, this has to be like a documentary.
Yeah.
And I think now that I really think about it, I feel like that's more what I am.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I could do narrative shit, but
I think you're that guy for your films. It's more doc.
Yeah.
Because your name is also Doc Music, so.
Yeah, man. Shout out
Doc.
to
Doc. I guess it will be called Docs.
Yeah, man. Triple Doc, man. Triple Doc.
Films.
But, yeah, man. When everyone was proud of that film.
Yeah.
Because, you know, your dad.
Yeah.
You know, just your parents. And my parents were like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Everyone.
And then, you know, that led to a bunch of other things, you know. And can I shout out something else?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to the one and only Performance Theater Workshop, man. Because, you know, I got to tell you, man, you know.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing. Sammy, I think you can understand this. One of the things that I value a lot is education, but not just education, but also like the arts, right?
Yeah.
And when I had the opportunity, when you know, God used you to give me the opportunity to work in something like that, and have me meet so many like great people who are doing performing arts and all that, right?
Yeah.
That was like the biggest blessing ever, because like I think a lot of times in this country, in America, you don't see that emphasis of like, oh, performing arts is like, it's whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Right? I know your dad has some experience with that.
Yeah.
Because he's worked in like, you know, the education thing and whatever, right? Prior to PTW.
Yeah.
But, you know, just seeing that environment, like it inspired me. So it's like, I shout out to PTW, man.
Yes.
You know, and you know, that's part of the many things that connected with the college day thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it'd be.
And then, you know, also funny story, I think I showed Hannah College Day, and then after that, she wanted me to be on her thesis.
That's awesome. Tell me the story on that, man. Tell me the story on that.
The story, I think after we were finished, I showed a clip of that to her, and then I was talking about it, and then I re-showed her again later this year, and she was like, oh yeah, I remember that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, that's amazing. I forget. And then she wanted me to be the DP on her thesis.
Do you think did she tell you what the idea was at the time, or was it just like, nah, I just want you to be in my thesis?
I think it was less of the idea. She didn't know the idea, and then she did the script.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So me and you were the first people that were like, yes.
Kind of like in the...
Because she was building the script. Yeah, she was building the script while, last semester.
Oh,
still.
okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think we had multiple jokes on that.
Yeah.
How she was trying to get her script done. Writing a script is sometimes pretty difficult.
I'm not that guy. I'm that camera guy. You're the audio guy.
That's real. By the way, Sammy has background in audio. He's the guy. I've learned a lot from him.
And I've learned a lot from you.
I appreciate it, man.
I started young, very, very young.
Yeah, this guy was like short when he started.
Out of the womb.
Literally out the womb, man.
And it's like, I like audio, but there's something else in the, there's something in the, what's it called? There's something in the...
How would you describe it? Like...
In film audio, I like film audio and audio, but there's something else that I like in film more than audio, and that's camera.
Is it like, did you... Well, I won't say that you fell out of love with it, because you don't.
No, I like...
You love it, you still do it.
Yeah.
Is it just, it doesn't... Nah.
I think I'm more into the studio recording.
Okay, yeah.
Than anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, with me, it's like, I think the way I came up, it's like, I want to do everything. Audio. So it's like, whether that's music, film, production sound, or post sound, or podcast sound, or whatever, right? But it's like, It's just, different approaches,
Yeah.
and but yeah, I mean, everyone's interests diverts differently. But
Yes.
one last thing before we go,
Yes.
I want to ask you, how did you get into the love of, just the camera and being like, cinematographer, DP, doesn't matter, but
I think I started at a very young age. One of the first memories of the camera was, oh my gosh, I found a camera in the house, JVC camcorder. I might have been in second, third grade, maybe first grade. And then I just started filming random videos. And then around fourth and fifth grade, actually. So that's in the years between 2013 and 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
I used to bring a camera to school, a camcorder, and I used to just film shit. I'm not joking. And then I edited everything in iMovie. Then I switched to Final Cut. Then Premiere, then DaVinci, then Premiere, and all that. So, but I started very, very young.
Yeah.
And one of my first films was, I shot a whole film when I was like maybe 10 or 11, 9.
Yeah.
What a experience, and then that has led me to this.
Do you think, and I'll just one more question.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, do you think, maybe this is not always the case, but
Yeah.
do you think like starting early as like, early childhood,
Yeah.
like elementary school years, do you think that influences how much passion you have in it, or is it just like,
I think I don't know.
because I mean, for me, like, I also kind of started, but
Very young.
The thing with my thing, it was like multi-layered, and eventually it became like, like with music, right?
Yeah.
I started like second grade, right? Just like learning that
The
stuff.
ding ding ding.
Yeah, the piano. Then I actually started doing like video editing,
Yeah.
like around late 2015, early 2016.
Yeah.
So
That was when my YouTube shit happened.
Yep, into my the end of 5th grade, early 6th grade. Then I got into audio in early 7th grade. So that was
Doc Audio.
October of 2017, because I always had the interest in studio recording.
Yeah.
And when I heard the songs on the radio back in the day, I was like, man, how did these people actually put these things on the radio? How did they record these things? How did they do So I always had that interest, and then I finally got into it, right?
Yeah.
And then I mixed all that together into the rest of my middle school and high school years, and now I'm here. So.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, well,
anyway, this was the first episode of the Film Brothers podcast, and as we like to say, holla holla,
holla holla. We'll see each other later.
Yes,
for
on
the next
film
episode.
Set.
Yep, we love you guys. God bless
Yes.
you, and keep on trucking, man. Let's get mystified.
Yes. Bye, everyone.